Fantastic Life is all about supporting people to understand their hormonal balance, to get that back in check, to remove the causes of many chronic illnesses. So, but what's happening, and many people that are going to be watching this are like, yes, but I have, so this is my life. I've seen that and heard that so many times, and I'm sure that you have too as well, Dr. Nick. But just for example, throwing something out there, I have arthritis, so I take this pain medication so I don't feel this, so that I can function. But I believe, and I'm not a doctor, I'm not an ND, but I believe if we actually, instead of just taking that diagnosis and going, oh, that's what I have now, we can actually do all the things you just suggested and make our lives better.
Yeah. Well, I think that's where we get stuck. Like, I mean, you work in the realm of the subconscious mind and mindset, and I think that's the thing with these labels give us is basically, so in some cases, a crutch, because we can lean on that and go, well, it's just how it is. There's nothing that's going to change. Yeah. Or it becomes like almost like as a badge. Like, and I get it, because there's people that just want to know what's wrong with them, and sometimes for them that's all they're ready to take on, and they actually feel good just having that diagnosis, and I get that, because then you don't feel crazy or whatever, but then there's limitations to those diagnoses, and that's why can we said that kind of the beginning, like, I don't treat disease, and I have no interest in even discussing that to any great length, because I think it's so distracting, because it's just it's another construct. You can have like 10 people with rheumatoid arthritis, and they all got there in a totally different way. And so that's why, we talked about that story is so important, and how do we rewrite the story and recognize that, the messages that we're telling ourselves are actually infusing that technology and awareness into the water that exists within us, that's reminding the body, so how can we remind the body in a new kind of way that doesn't involve a label? And I think this is what this graduation experience that we're in right now is. How do we find more humanity and our own humanity and our own expression of what health means for us, and really, like, maybe even removing the terminology of health, and just like, what does life mean? Because to be in a state of like truly living, there's no dichotomy of like dis-ease and health. Like, they're not opposites. What does it mean to be in this human frame, in this human form, living life? And I think that's where we can sort of remove ourselves from the labels of like, oh, there's only one way that this thing plays out, and that's like to my deathbed. And I truly believe that when we remove the obstacles, our body can heal. And there's lots of different ways those obstacles get there.
Absolutely. And just knowing that we can rewrite our story is super beneficial.
Yeah.
So we are at our hour mark. I want to thank you, Dr. Nick, for coming and educating us. And I know you'll be back to talk on another subject. Super, super grateful. How can they reach out to you directly? Is it just through Divine Elements? Is that the best way?
Yeah, I mean, either individually, Dr. Nick Jensen, Dr. Sonia Jensen, and all the social media platforms through Instagram to Facebook, and or the clinic, divineelements.ca, or we have another website called doctorsjensen.com. Those are probably the easiest ways. And then if you want to hear more of some of the dialogue or ranting that we go on, or interesting, and we think them to be interesting discussions like the one we have with you, you can check out the podcast Health Ignited and the Doctor Dads.
They are amazing. If you guys have not checked out the podcast that Dr. Nick and Sonia do, they're always fascinating topics. So again, thank you so much for your time. Thank you everyone so much for your time today. And make sure you go check out fantasticlife.io. It will be the best decision that you've made. And come back and check us out on August 18th. We will be live with another webinar. We would love to see you then. Thank you so much and have an amazing day.